Okay. So I am back again. It's been a bit. I had a lot going on. Let me see if I can pull up the chat, and I'm just going to pull it up in a browser. So today, I didn't know exactly what I was going to be doing, but I do have some open muscle things. I do have to create a step-by-step tutorial on how to build the open muscle 5.3.0. So I hadn't gotten around to it, and I said on my channel a lot earlier that once someone asked me, I would do it. And sure enough, someone did ask me, and I'm going to do a little bit of that today. So this will be the beginning, the first part of how to construct the open muscle 5.3.0. So let's go to the desk. So what I do have here, and hopefully you guys can hear me decently, I will be a little bit softer, but the main boards that you need are the 5.3.0 open muscle boards. These ones are what will go on each of the sensors. Oh, and this one is actually an old version. So I only have 5 here, but you're going to need a total of 6. And you're going to need the main microcontroller, which is an ESP32S2. And I don't think I need this. I'm going to open it up anyways. Once I open these, I swear it's going to be used for something. So this is what goes onto one of the 6 boards. You don't need 6 of these. You only need 1. Now the problem with this design is you are going to need a lot of wires. So on top of the main board, you're going to need a charging circuit and discharging circuit. So this is the 1RQ. I can't remember the name of this board. It is on the wiki and it's also on hackaday.io, but it looks like the MHCD. Let's look at it under the microscope. It is the MHCD42. So yeah. And let's take a look at the open muscle boards. These are the open muscle boards 5.3.0. The ESP32S2. And then the MHCD42. And what's nice is this tells you the lights. You're gonna need to turn it on because how I have it wired, you need this switch to go on the same one as the computer. I think you need a total of 12 of the 49S Hall effect sensors. And again, I have these specified on hackaday.io. These are the clevis pins that you'll need. And finally, the magnets. And that is for the most part. There is also 3D printed parts that you need. This 1-inch elastic band that you can get from Walmart. I do believe there's a link for the online one as well. And yeah, so the reason why I'm designing a dev kit is because this is the wiring, or most of the wiring, of what it looks like when you put this together. So these are just the electrical components. So this one has the MH board on it. This one has the ESP32 on it, and the rest of them just have the Hall effect sensors. All of them have the Hall effect sensors on the bottom, and they're routed just like I have on the Wikipedia, or not the wiki, yeah. And I'm going to pull that up. Open muscle. So inside of the GitHub, we have the wiring for the open muscle, version 5. And so this is the wiring diagram, and I did color code the wires, so you can zoom in on this. I do believe it's quite a big picture. And you have to bridge the address on the back. That's what these are. So this design is not the easiest to build, but it is modular. You're pretty much able to replace different sensors. You don't have to use the Hall effect sensors. You can put on some other sensors on this. It can wire up the ESP32, but it turns out that the design worked completely. So now I need to make it better, and I'm designing a dev kit. So these are the components that you're gonna need for the open muscle version 5.3.0, the major components. So we're going to be doing that over the next weeks. I didn't want to exactly delve into that today. I do want to do some stuff with the ESP32. I was just doing a mini stream. I felt I've been out of the habit of doing live stream, which it's been kind of nice. I got a different camera set up, different lights. So hopefully you guys like what you see. I did put this together earlier today, which I thought was kind of cool, where I could show something on the microscope and then show you guys on the camera. That way I can probably put some text above there. I was kind of excited, and I totally don't have my chat open, but that's okay. And it says I'm on the wrong one. There we go. But yeah, I was kind of excited. So the open muscle dev board, what I'm working on next, I'm not quite sure actually. I've been talking with Ultimate Robotics because I am going to buy 2 of their UMIO sensors, because another viewer just recently asked to have the open muscle setup with EMG sensors. And I have one of the UMIOs from Ultimate Robotics, and those devices are just superbly made. So anyone looking for an EMG sensor like band, I definitely recommend Ultimate Robotics. So I'm going to be working with them. I'm going to order a couple more. They're on vacation at the moment, and they deserve the vacation. They work very, very hard. So once they get back from vacation, I'm going to order 2 more, if not maybe 3 UMIOs, and we're going to try some machine learning with EMG sensors using the same type of setup that I use for open muscle, which is a random forest regressor. That random forest regressor is just so good. And of course, we're using supervised learning, or rather, we're just labeling the data set completely before we throw it into the random forest regressor. And it just works pretty darn well. So, and coming up, I am going to be trying to build a robot, which I've been trying to build a robot for a while. I just didn't know what type of robot. I have a bipedal robot that I've worked on for quite a while. I named it Gur, of course, from Invader Zim, but I got gifted some lovely components from our makerspace. So they donated this stepper motor and the rail for it. So it's pretty neat that it's kind of like an all-in-one package. I'm not sure. I got 2 of these, and I also have a spare driver board for a 3D printer, which it's kind of overkill when you're just using 1 or 2 stepper motors. So I might be doing the circuitry on those stepper motors. And we also have some I2S, if I can find it. Some I2S speakers and I2S microphones. There we go. Plus, the next YouTube video I believe I'm going to make is this the ST70? What is this? Yeah, it's the PCA 9685. So one of my favorite boards when it comes to making robots is this. And it is a 16-channel stepper motor driver. It runs off of I2C or IIC or I squared C. But yeah, it's a 16-channel pulse width modulated driver board for servo motors. Forgot the name for a second. Yeah, it's the PCA 9685. Because once you get one of these, the nice thing is it can handle. It handles also the voltage input. So you have the higher voltage input here, and capacitor, I believe, to just try to smooth out the current. And you end up getting you can have like more motors than you can shake a stick at. A lot of projects that I've seen online, Yeah, these I think cost $6. Maybe that's why. I think they're about $6. I'm not sure on how much they are on AliExpress. But I used two of these for my bipedal robot, and it was just the wiring was insane. I bit off way more than I could chew when I started that project. This is the I2S speaker that we should be working on soon. And this guy is the, oh yeah, the RGB sensor. This is kind of cool because I was trying to work on my own fiber optics protocol. Before I knew exactly how I was going to wire open muscle, I tried to figure out alternate methods of getting the data signal to each of the modules, but it still would be fun to create a kind of like an RGB SOS for microcontrollers. So if you have access to RGB LED, so red, green, blue LED on, let's say, an ESP32 board, you could have it flash certain codes, and then you could have something that read it, or you could actually just use fiber optic cable, more like a plastic fiber, and send a weaker or very low bitrate signal. But today, I'm not sure what I was doing. I just wanted to have a mini stream, kind of collect my thoughts. I got my desk set up differently. I got the Sony ZV-E10, which is the new camera that I'm using. And my good friend Dr. Polish Matt has been helping me with some projects, which has been amazing with light and stuff. And we might be doing a podcast soon. So you'll probably see me publish some of those videos. I don't think I'll be streaming any video games anytime soon. I think I'm going to be really focusing on microcontrollers and the Open Muscle dev board. So the Open Muscle dev board. So this is one of my ideas. So one of the first ideas I had was to just use one microcontroller or two microcontrollers for the whole bracelet. Oh, let's go to the other one. Two microcontrollers for the bracelet, but how? I'm just going to order these ribbon cables that could make the wiring problem not a problem anymore. Because I still like having everything wired up physically and only needing one ESP32S2. I think the dev kit is going to have two of these, and it's only meant for pretty much, it's not a user device that you would actually use. If you needed a prosthetic sensor, it's mostly for people interested in helping the cause of creating an open source and open hardware prosthetic sensor. Now, I've already proved that the machine learning is easy to navigate, and it can accurately predict finger movements, even with the shoddy prototype that I made. And I've made 3 total. Pretty much the most difficult thing about the pressure sensor-based machine learning prosthetic sensors is that you really have to make sure the tension is right around the band. And there's some interesting things that I'm pursuing, like linear actuators and actually applying some voltage to the actual linear actuators. I have to do some random tests, so I'll be doing those in future videos. But again, today is just an overview. I do believe I have chat up, so I think I'm going to hop off because I got most of what I wanted to say out. So yeah, these clevis pins have been the most expensive part of Open Muscle. It's all expensive when you put together the labor too. The labor is expensive in that sense. But yeah, kind of excited working with some other people. And if you want to get involved, go ahead and go to openmuscle.org. Follow, like, or subscribe if you like my content. I think I'm going to get going, and I'm going to actually be recording a YouTube video for the ESP32 and some Open Muscle stuff. So I will schedule my next live stream for you guys and let you know ahead of time. But since my viewers asked for some more ESP32 content, and since someone finally asked for the instructions on how to build Open Muscle 5.3.0, I'm going to stick to my word and be doing those shortly. Also, you get my MicroPython module and or library that does over-the-air updates via GitHub. The dev branch successfully was able to pull the hashes, so I can implement that very, very soon, and that's going to be coming this Saturday. So stay tuned. Let's see if we can make a positive difference in this world, guys. Till next time.